Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm Charita Minipurarachi.
And I'm Kasani Balachandra Adhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
National People's Paw wins the LPT Pradesh Sabha. The President promises to transform politics into a people's service. Sajid says that people would survive only under a SJB government. Ranil accepts defeat. Ranjan's first public meeting ends up in a chaotic situation. Paddy and rice stock inspection held today as well. President Biden urges Israel and Iran to end hostilities. The Sri Lanka netball team becomes Asian runners-up.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off the top story. National People's Paw has been able to capture the paw of LPT Pradesh Sabha by receiving a total number of 17,295 votes.
It was also able to get 15 seats. Samagijana Balavege was able to get 6 seats after getting 7,924 total votes. Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna received 3 seats when they were able to receive 3,597 votes. Podujana Eksat Peramuna was able to get 2 seats by receiving 2,612 votes, and the independent group was also able to get 2 seats by 2,568 votes. Podujana Eksat Nidahas Sandhanaya was able to get 1 seat when they were able to receive 1,350 votes, and Jatika Janata Pak votes. The second generation party and the Janaseta Peramuna were unable to win a seat. The registered number of voters in the LPT Pradesh Sabha election stands at 55,643. Out of that, 36,825 votes were cast and 36,305 out of them were declared valid. 520 votes have been rejected. Returning Officer Gaul District W.A. Dharmasiri said that he is thankful to the Commissioner General of the Election Commission and all the members who contributed to making the election a success. He also thanked the government officials and all contestants of recognized political parties for their assistance in holding the elections peacefully. Commissioner General of Election Saman Sri Ratnayaka said that media has a huge responsibility in a free and fair election. He added that his thanks are due to all media institutions who supported by not giving undue publicity to hateful reports and statements.
And meanwhile, President Anura says that politics, which has become a business, will be turned into a public service. He was addressing a rally at the Baddegama Public Esplanade today. The meeting was held to consolidate the victory of National People's Paw at the forthcoming parliamentary election. The event, which was held under the theme Rich Country, Beautiful Life, was attended by a massive crowd. The President on this occasion said that the country which builds the country will be created under the National People's Power government. President Anura said that their opponents are asking to bring experienced persons. The President has questioned that there may be individuals skilled in robbing and acting completely disregarding the law and order. He also said a vehicle is being registered in order for travelling in roads, but in this country there are vehicles without number plates and without registrations. These were vehicles lifted from England, and this is the type of experience they are requesting. These people believe that they do not come under the law and they are above the law. They have the skill of evading the judiciary. They know how to get away after committing a robbery. They are also criminals who escaped. The President also said that he has experienced of such cases and the people are fed up with such politics. President Anura said that they are sending to the parliament this time the newcomers, but they are not newcomers to politics. For these groups of politicians, politics is not a mean to earn money. The NPP politics means public service. Politics has become a business in the country. The NPP has a challenge to turn into this business into a public service. He has also pointed out that need to reduce the expenditure being incurred in parliamentarians, and the expenditure on the president should also be reduced. The expenditure on former president should be totally reduced. If there is an act pertaining to the expenditures on politicians, such as an act that should be revised through discussions, the government is not bound to protect former presidents. Therefore, this practice will be terminated. The previous politicians believe that it is a responsibility to look after former politicians, but it is not so. This is not an act of revenge. The president also said that they will embark upon large-scale projects as well. One of them is digitalization. A state service which is not a burden to the people would be created, and the people and the president added that in order to fulfill this objective, they have been successful in obtaining the services of the prominent intellectuals in the field. This individual has extended willingness to voluntarily engage in this program. The president also said that they will show the country how to develop the nation. The NPP government will not go backwards. President Dissanayake also said that if the NPP government, which has introduced a free election to the country for the first time in history, and these are the genuine victories of the people.
Sajith Premadasa, leader of Samaga Jana Balawege, pointed out that the economy of the country has to progress speedily in the coming 4 years. In a public meeting held at Dehivala, he said that only the Samaga Jana Balawege will be able to provide a stable government. Leader of Samaga Jana Balawege, Sajith Premadasa, said that after the defeat in the presidential election, the party is requesting the people to make them victorious in the forthcoming general election. He added that the people would have to keep in mind that the country has already entered into an agreement with the International Monetary Fund. And also he pointed out that the country will have to start the process of repaying the debt from the year 2028. In order to earn dollars required for this purpose, the country will have to move forward speedily, and failing to pay these debts in 2028 will again make the country bankrupt. The country became bankrupt due to the inability of paying debts, but the country has a break time for this purpose, he mentioned. He also mentioned that the IMF asked the previous government to make the debt repayments from 2033, but the former president signed the agreement to repay debts from 2028. He requested the public to think about this situation where the country will have to speed up the development process. He concluded by stating that the people would survive only under a SJB government.
Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe has presided over a meeting to consolidate the victory of the candidates of the New Democratic Front in Negombo today. Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that some say that they were defeated in election should stay at home. The former president has accepted the fact that he lost in the presidential election and that a majority did not cast their vote for him. He also said that other candidates are contesting to enter parliament through the party symbol of gas cylinder, which is also his symbol. He added that all these candidates are well-experienced politicians. Former parliamentarian Nimal Lanka said that there are 16 more dates left for the general election. He also pointed out that if the party activists extend them help, and they would be able to receive 4 to 5 parliamentary seats in the Gampaha district. Nimal Lanka also said that if they were able to regain the 216,000 vote cast in the previous election, they would definitely be able to secure 4 MP positions. Former parliamentarian Ran Vijayawardena said that an experienced group should be handed over the administration of the country. He also added that if the political stage is formed such as skilled group of politicians.
Inspection of paddy and rice stocks has continued for the second day today. The program is being implemented according to a recent directive of the President to compile data pertaining to paddy stocks in the Ampara and Polonnaruwa districts. Main rice mills and paddy and rice stocks in other locations in the Polonnaruwa district were subjected to inspections yesterday and today. Main paddy mills and small and medium scale mills, which were unable to be monitored yesterday, were inspected today. Officials of the Consumer Affairs Authority have checked the condition of mills as well as paddy and rice stocks in the areas of Polonnaruwa, Sevagama, Kadruvela town and Minneria Sipupura. In addition, they have looked into the process of rice manufacturing.
An extremely intense situation has arisen during the maiden rally of the United Democratic Voice Party yesterday. The uproar was due to a non-payment of finances to a group which attended the meeting. The meeting of the United Democratic Voice Party was held at the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium under party leader Ranjan Ramanayaka. Media spokesman of the party Ravi Kubadesh has made a clarification regarding the incident at a media briefing today. Media spokesman of the United Democratic Voice Party Ravi Kubadesh said that it could have been the practice to treat those who were attending with a financial payment. Kubadesh added that the party is ready to identify whether those who were arrested by the police were party members or not. He further said that they do not have a report in this regard. The media spokesman also said that these types of activities could be regarded as those who waged by numerous political parties and groups due to the sheer jealousy over the people's attraction to the party. He also said that it does not matter whether those groups came in search of money and pointed out that the so-called group did not attend their meeting. Everything had happened in the outside and they do not identify who received any money. Kubadesh questioned therefore how they could accept responsibility over the incident. He also said that even he or any other person is able to go outside and create such a situation and to go viral.
National organizer of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Namal Rajapaksa says that the President Anura Dissanayake has received a fine opportunity to improve education in the country. He added that his party is ready to support it. Namal Rajapaksa expressed these views addressing a public meeting held at Uwaparanagama yesterday. National organizer of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Namal Rajapaksa said that the people of this country are eagerly awaiting as to how the present government would fulfill their promises, such as reducing taxes and the prices of fuel. He added that it has to be seen how the government is going to implement their program, and since the NPP is a village-level party, they are awaiting till justice is provided to the voters by the government. He also said that the party has a responsibility to safeguard the party supporters, voters and the citizens of this country, and that the president will fulfill the promises he gave after meeting the rice mill owners recently and expect rice would be provided to the consumer at a reduced rate. He also pointed out that the party always maintained the position of SRPP as the crucial factor in the politics of this government and of this country and will be able to take steps to direct the government.
Jana Party organization says that the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the previous government in power had met with the fate of defeat due to their inability to become sensitive to the message given by the Aragale to the people. Kalutara district candidate of the Jana Party Duminta Nagapur has made these remarks at a public meeting held in Panadura yesterday. Candidate of the Jana Party Duminta Nagapur said that what Ranil Wickremesinghe did was to remain in power, utilizing the mandate received by the SLPP. He added that when the SLPP lost its mandate, the people showed disguised and the politics of the Pohotua party. The party is unable to canvass votes from any party of the country. Duminta Nagapur also said that Rajapaksas are no longer contesting the poll and they are only hoping to enter parliament through the national list.
Commander of the Sri Lanka Air Force Air Marshal Udeni Rajapaksa visited Pakistan to witness the exercise in the Shield 2024 and paid an official call on the Chief of the Air Staff, Pakistan Air Force Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Barber Sidhu at Air Headquarters in Islamabad recently. Exercise in the Shield 2024 is a leading regional military exercise which displayed the Pakistan Air Force's advanced multi-domain combat capabilities with air chiefs and senior military officials from various allied nations in attendance. The event highlighted the importance of international cooperation amongst air forces to strengthen regional security and defense strategies. The discussion focused on shared regional security challenges and explored avenues for enhanced operational cooperation between the two air forces. The PAF chief shared insights into Pakistan's Pakistan's ongoing modernization initiatives and outlined goals focused on adapting to future warfare. He highlighted the strong bilateral relations between the two air forces and emphasized further strengthening cooperation, especially in training, maintenance and capability building. Air Marshal Rajaka commended Pakistan Air Force's advancements in indigenization and praised the high standards of professionalism displayed during the exercise. He expressed a desire to deepen cooperation between the two air forces, with a particular focus on enhancing operational competencies.
And meanwhile, the Department of Railways informs that the train service between Colombo Fort and Kankazanture will resume from tomorrow. The decision has been taken following the completion of the modernization of the railway track between the Mahabur and Anura. Accordingly, a train leaving the Fort railway station in Colombo at 5:45 a.m. tomorrow is expected to reach Kankazanture at 1:23 p.m. on the same day. Another train is scheduled to leave Colombo Fort at 1:45 p.m. and would reach Anuradhapura around 6:15 p.m. The Railways Resources says that on the 29th of this month, a train leaving Anuradhapura at 5:30 a.m. is expected to reach Colombo Fort at 10:18 a.m. in the same morning. Another train leaving Kankazanture at 10:30 a.m. on the same day is scheduled to reach Anuradhapura around 2:30 in the afternoon, and it would proceed to Colombo Fort and expected to reach Colombo Fort by around 6:30 p.m. The schedule of the train operations of the Northern Railway line has been revised with the recommencement of services. The revised train schedules including train services between Colombo Fort and Trincomalee and Colombo Fort and Batticaloa. And now more local news items in brief. Gantuna is a very remote village in the Kekol district. Residents in the village have paid their tribute to Dr. Kasun Santaruwan Vitharuna, who has rendered an immense service to develop the village within a period of 8 years. The physician is responsible for setting up a rural medical center in the area. The felicitation has taken place on the occasion of Dr. Vitharuna leaving the village on a transfer taken up on duties elsewhere. A deep baby unit was declared open at the Valikanda Base Hospital in Polonnaruwa yesterday. Philanthropists and several government institutions have extended their contributions to fulfill the need of a shortage of an infant unit at the hospital. They were also instrumental in preparing the 2 dilapidated deep freezers at the mortuary of the hospital. The hospital provides services to 40,000 families in 32 Gram Seva divisions. That's it on local stories. Stay tuned with international news after this break.
Dua, did you brush your teeth?
Yes, ma'am.
Puta, is your school bag ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ready.
Did you lock the gate?
Yes.
Did you all check for dengue mosquito breeding places?
Yes.
Then good night.
Good night.
Exactly. Every day, everybody. Focus for dengue control.
Welcome back with international stories, and moving to the Israeli update. Iran says 4 soldiers killed and radar systems hit in Israeli strikes.
Meanwhile, the US President Joe Biden has said that he hopes Israel's latest strikes on Iran will mark the end of a months-long cycle of escalation as his administration doubles down on efforts to reach a ceasefire deal for Gaza and Lebanon. The attack on Iran by Israel focused on air defense radar sites and long-range missile production facilities. 4 soldiers were killed, Iranian media said. In a show of military confidence, an Israeli spokesman had announced the attack as it got underway. US President Joe Biden said Israel gave him details of the attack and Israel military strike on military target. His administration is pushing to revive stalled Gaza ceasefire negotiations, which have been overshadowed by months of escalating aggression between Iran and Israel. In a carefully worded statement on Iran's military suggested it would prioritize an agreement to end fighting in Gaza and Lebanon over any retaliation against Israel, suggesting at least parts of Iran's government want to avoid further escalation. Iran's foreign ministry said it had a right to self-defense after yesterday's attack. The statement said Iranian radar sites were damaged, but some were already under repair, and added that Israel used so-called standoff missiles over Iraqi airspace to launch its attacks. They had lighter warheads to travel to targets inside Iran. Meanwhile, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said Israel's airstrikes on the country on Friday night should neither be downplayed nor exaggerated.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back with your sports update. And Sri Lanka was able today to win the runners-up trophy in the Asian Netball Tournament. Singapore were the champions.
Yes, it's very exciting.
The tournament was held in Bangalore, India. In the finals, both teams were engaged in a sharp match from the very start of the game. At the end of the first half, Singapore team were leading with 28 to 27 points, and in the second half, Sri Lanka scored another 25, while Singapore scored 24. Accordingly, the match ended with both teams scoring 52 points each. Later on, extra time was allotted to determine the victorious team, and at the end of the first half, both teams were again equal with 59 points each. Singapore, showing better skills in the second half of the extra time, scored a splendid victory, 67 to 64 points. It also won the tournament. Sri Lanka had scored victories on 6 occasions in the Asian Netball Tournament before, and they were runners-up in the tournament for the 4th time.
We're just waiting for the shot to be taken. She misses. Oh no, it goes in. Are we going to overtime here? Team Sri Lanka.
And in more sports news, the Sri Lanka cricket team has been able to win the one-day international series by winning 2 matches against the West Indies. The West Indies were able to record a victory in the 3rd match. After winning the toss, the West Indies team invited Sri Lanka to bat first in the match played at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium in Kandy. Pathum Nissanka and Avishka Fernando opened the innings for Sri Lanka, and Avishka was out for 34 runs. When the match was suspended due to rain after 17.2 overs, Sri Lanka were 81 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Later on, the match restarted, limiting an innings to 23 overs for both teams. Sri Lanka scored 156 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their allotted 23 overs. The West Indies were set a victory target of 195 runs in 23 overs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. They reached the target of 196 runs for 2 wickets in 22 overs. Even Lewis top scored with 102 not out.
And he'll get it there. That's in. Evan Lewis, take a bow. 3rd against Sri Lanka.
Lanka, he collects the trophy for Mr. Ashley De Silva. Sri Lanka.
There are performances and a few new heroes amongst that group.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
With that sports update, we're wrapping up tonight. News due tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing off with Khasani. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.